In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a knife that may be competition for Mora. Stick around and find out. So summer is winding down. I'm out here at a local nature preserve taking a little bit of a hike, and I thought I would stop and show you a knife that is new to me and a company that I don't have a lot of experience with, but after interviewing Joe Flowers at one of the knife shows that I was at, Joe, if you're unfamiliar with him, he is a knife designer and an adventurer, does a lot of Amazon expeditions, and he designs a lot of knives for Condor. And Condor is a very interesting company in that they are manufactured in El Salvador, but the designers for the knives are all kinds of very prominent people in the bushcraft community, and Joe is very known for his abilities as a bushcrafter, as an explorer, and as just a great ambassador for the knife community. But this knife is the one that he designed, and this is the Terrasaur. And originally in the beginning of this video I said this may be a contender or competition for the Mora, and I definitely think it is, because it is a value-packed, simple Scandinavian grind knife that has many similarities to Mora's, but there are features in it that are just a lot better, in my opinion. But we're going to take a look at them so you guys can draw your own conclusions and tell me what you think. So gather around the campfire, kids. I'm going to give you a little bit of information. So Condor Terrasaur is retailing around $47. I've found them on Amazon, and I'll have a link to my Amazon store with the Terrasaur in it. Also eBay, other knife shops are carrying them online. So $47 retail. Blade length is 4.2 inches. Overall length is 8.8 inches. It has a 0.1 thickness. It is 1095 high carbon steel, Scandinavian grind, manufactured in El Salvador, designed by Joe Flowers. What's interesting about it is that it is a full tang knife, and maybe not in the traditional sense. A lot of people will say that full tang knives have to have an exposed tang. This does not. It is covered by this plastic handle, but the tang does go all the way through. And from my understanding it is full tang. That's what Joe told me. And it has, of course, this exposed end or butt plate to it. There is the Scandinavian grind. Has a little bit of a kind of a dark finish to it. It's a really nice looking knife. But what's great about it is it's affordable and it's very comfortable in the hand. It does have a 90-degree spine, which is, of course, always a bonus. It has this very simple plastic sheath, much like a Mora, but what's cool about this is it's completely ambidextrous in how it's set up. So you can put the knife in this way. You can put the knife in this way. You can take the knife out of the dangler. See that? That comes off, if I can get it off, because it's kind of tight. There we go. So that comes off. So then you can switch the position of the knife. And the reason why you would do that is, notice this thumb stud right here. That is your push-off point when you're drawing the knife from it being sheathed. On my right side, using my right hand, my right thumb, so I can push off and get leverage to draw this knife, because when this knife goes in, it clicks, and that's fantastic because it is positive retention. This is not going anywhere. Even the dangler has a click to it, so it's not going to come out of the dangler when you're sitting down. It's like if you were to sit down and then push this onto a table, it's going to take a lot of force to get this out, because it takes me quite a bit of leverage just to get that off. And you can see where it's going to click at right there. There's a little indentation, and you can hear it. And what's nice about the sheath itself too is that this dangler is kind of, it looks like leather. Maybe it is. I'm not really sure what the material is, but it's a nice belt loop. And it is secured very well to the sheath. So now, let's see how this knife performs in just some simple tasks. Very dry, seasoned wood. Scandinavian grind on this knife is no joke. It is sharp out of the box. It seems like it has a very good angle to it. It is smooth cutting. And more importantly, it is super comfortable in the hand. We got that texturing on the handle, which really helps give it some grip, but it's not overly done, so it's not biting into your hands. And then the shape, I really love the shape of this handle. Very well done. This wood is very hard, very seasoned. So it's taking a lot of push to bite into that wood. And the reason I'm doing this is it's not that this is, you know, something I would do normally, but I want to test how this feels when I'm putting this under a lot of pressure in my hand. Not just feather sticks and light duty, but like if I had to really carve deeply into some seasoned wood for an extended period of time, how's that going to feel in my hand? And then how is the edge maintaining? And so far, very, very nicely. Back took a little bit of a beating, but really not that bad. And that will be easy to sand down and sharpen that up a little bit again. So overall, my thoughts on this knife, it's comfortable to use. It feels very good in the hand. The scandi grind right out of the box is perfect. The steel seems to be very tough. It's holding edge very well. That's still very, very sharp. A little bit of hair needs to be touched up, but that should be pretty easy to do. It's just a great, you know, basic bushcraft knife. When Joe was designing this for Condor, you know, he was trying to take, I think, the best properties of the common Scandinavian grind knives that we're so used to, like the Moras, and just do his improvements on it and make it a more versatile, tough knife. Because the thing is, the knives that he uses, he's actually using these in very challenging environments like the Amazon when he's going on these expeditions. And this knife has been through so many designs and through different makers, different iterations. It is a knife that he is intimately familiar with and has done a lot of research and work on developing it, refining it, coming up with a very capable but inexpensive bushcraft knife. So if you're looking for something that you want to get started with, and you're a little unsure of some of the Moras, because not all of them are full tang, only a few are, and it's primarily the Garberg, which is a more expensive knife, this would be a good one to look at. And I will say, this handle compared to the Garberg handle, I find more comfortable. It fits my hand better. I prefer it. I've had a Garberg before, and I never really cared for it as much as I'm liking this one. I think this is definitely going to be a great knife to throw in the bag and always have at the ready for, you know, camp tasks, carving, basic bushcraft stuff. It's a great choice, so check it out. Condor Terrasaur 1095 high carbon steel, designed by Joe Flowers. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time on The Prepared Wanderer.